So, welcome to 2022. Then I grabbed my colleague. I was like, please don't leave because I'm going bad. So my colleague, she pulled me to the hallway, put me on a chair there, and then all of a sudden I noticed that I started to lose my vision. So I could not see anymore. And after I lost my vision, ugh, I just started to puke everywhere. I could not see where I was puking, so after, well, quite a while later, I noticed I was puking all over myself and all over the floor there. See the church tower? Fun story. I used to bring dates there, not that often, only 2 times, but it's fun. It's a good date if you go up there and be romantically up there. Show them the fields in the middle of nowhere. A few months ago, so 2 months ago, I quit smoking. It wasn't so hard for me because, well, starting a new job and smoking weed isn't the best combination anyways. I really noticed that already last summer. Me learning new things, getting the hang of new things, it's way harder to do so when you do smoke weed. So that was one reason. But I want to take you along because from the fun experience that it was, being chilled, relaxed, and fun, smiley, whatever, I started to notice that at one point, once I started to smoke weed, from the fun effects, I got like silent, I got sad, and I got panic attacks. So I really had to stop smoking. And once we got into the hospital, it was quite clear to me that this was probably the last days that he had to live. He couldn't really communicate anymore. He couldn't talk. He was barely awake. The last thing I saw from him was waving from the bed. He mumbled something. A few moments later, he just lost his consciousness. And that was basically the last contact, really direct contact that I had with my dad. So yeah, I quit drugs, all from alcohol to weed to all the other substances that I got used to here living in Berlin. So in this video, I would like to share what got me to stopping with everything, how I did this, and what are the benefits for me now 100+ days later. The most asked question of the last few years that I got from friends, from people that I met, always was, Mischa, why don't you have a girlfriend? Well, let me take you along in a little story of pride, pain, love, and torture. First of all, get in. So there are quite some videos already. I don't think I have to explain how to get in. Anyways, it's about yourself. Be yourself. Don't be scared. Have the right vibe, and then you'll be fine. Once you get in, of course, one important thing is that you have the right combination of drugs. So speed is a great medicine to stay awake. I would combine that with ketamine, one of my favorite ones. Inside is basically the same as the outside. It's a lot of concrete and it's a lot of steel, especially Berghain. It's dark, it's raw, the concrete, the high ceilings, it's amazing. A year ago when I really struggled with my anxiety, he actually just told me to come over to the restaurant if I didn't feel well. But that really helped me out, getting myself under control, helping people, having a good friend around. This restaurant is in Friedrichshain, which is where we are now. And yeah, his restaurant is also amazing. It's really a nice place to be. It looks pretty calm, but also just very welcoming. And also Julian himself, he has a really nice personality. So if I have a t-shirt on and you walk behind me, you see a little ghost holding a boo sign. I thought it was funny. I got it together with the other funny tattoo that I have. I have a little cute graveyard sign here. That is just a little joke at myself because when I was younger I was called too cute I am still, I think, a little bit cute, but I just thought together that it would be funny having a little ghost with Boo and then a little cute graveyard. LSD is a drug that enhances the feelings of empathy and connectedness. LSD is described as a psychedelic or mind manifesting drug because of how it changes perception, mood, and thought. When taken in high doses, you can hallucinate from it, you can lose the sense of time and space. So for an example, I took it together with a friend of mine in the forest, and at one point we were walking on a path, and then my friend was all of a sudden, "Hey, look, we are walking, but we're not actually moving." And once he said that, I noticed it. Like we were walking on a pathway, but the pathway seemed to get longer and longer. And although of course, I was moving myself, it is just that you're sort of hallucinating that something else is happening. I wish I had 4 hands so I could give this place 4 thumbs down. Place didn't let us in on a Sunday because we didn't have to look, I guess. So many other great options. Don't go here where they judge and discriminate and promote a fake free culture. Disgusting business. Oh well, there's a lot of judgment in your own statement there, I see. Oh, how people always come up with the fact of like, does it matter that how they look like? Like I have seen all kinds of people in Berghain from all kinds of colors, people with disabilities, everything. Sorry that you didn't get in. Is it a disgusting business? No, I don't think so. So when I moved to Berlin, which is now almost 4 years ago, I moved away from the Netherlands because I was super confused with myself. And that had partly to do with the fact that, well, my dad passed away now already 10 years ago, and I made videos about that. But I was confused. I didn't really know who I was as a person because I come from a really conservative background. Um, and also, my mom, she was struggling with the fact that my dad passed away. In the beginning, I really tried to help her and etc. But at one point, I also noticed like sometimes people, there are points that they don't need your help. Sometimes you also need to be able to let them go. And that also was for me the case. Like when I moved to Berlin, I really noticed like, okay, there are a lot of things here in this city that my parents wouldn't agree necessarily on. Okay, my name is actually not officially Mischa, but it is Micha Lucas, to make it sound fancy. Micha and Lucas are both two prophets from the Bible, as my dad was a deacon. My calling name is Mischa, but here in Germany you cannot register under that name. So everywhere where I register or at work or whatever, people always call me Micha. So yeah, but please call me Mischa because that's my name basically. Create sort of a guide what you can do if you want to start with psychedelics. I'm basically gonna knock this down to LSD and mushrooms, as those are the two that I have the most experience with. But basically, with this sort of framework, you can also apply that to other drugs.
This here is Sisyphos, the best colorful club in Berlin.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and let's have a little tour. Let's go to Sisyphos.
Sisyphos is actually a Greek mythology, and Sisyphos used to punish himself because he cheated death 2 times already. How he did that? Well, he was walking up a mountain with a boulder, and then every time he reached the top, he just let the boulder fall.
This one took around 2 hours. I must say, like I didn't sleep that well the night before, and that always has an influence on how painful the tattoo is going to be. The better that you take care of yourself, the better that you eat, the better that you sleep. Basically, the moments before, it's also gonna be easier if you take care of that. I've tried it a while ago with friends that I knew that take it responsibly, and after all the fuss and buzz about it, I wanted to see how it hit and what it actually does. So how does it feel? Well, to be honest, there's a mixture of extra energy that you get, bit of an ecstasy feeling. Your body movements can be trippy, and you can also get horny from it. You also get, as I said, energy from it, so you can go all weekend. How do you take it? Well, in general, you use the pipette to measure your dose. This is really important because you don't want to take too much, and this is also something that you have to get a bit of experience with in because it differs for everyone in how much they've used before and just what your body weight is and how well you go on it. Then you mix it with a sweet drink. And because it's quite chemical, it's actually like a rim a paint cleaner. Yeah, after mixing it with a sweet drink, drink some water as well after it to have the best solution. If you ever want to try it, then I would really suggest to start with a small dosage. Let's be fair. I think most of us are definitely the gun shooter of their own self-destruction. And it's the same thing with therapy. If you don't want to work for your therapy, or you admit that you have a problem, or I wouldn't say problem, but something that you have to work with, or that you just do it for other people, then therapy is most likely not going to work. I've been guilty myself of that. I did my therapy in Berlin at the age of 28, and then I was finally ready for it. I also tried to do it before, and I often failed because, well, it was too confronting for myself. I didn't know how to deal with it. So yeah, then I just stopped at one point, and I noticed that it was actually still there. When I was 11 years, I started the process of the confirmation to the Roman Catholic Church. And I already told my dad by then that I didn't want to do it because I knew I would get some kind of gifts or so. But my dad made the agreement with me that if I would go to all the educational evenings, he wanted me to go there because there was stuff that I could learn from it and etc. But he would ask me just before the confirmation if I still wanted to do it, yes or no. So I went to all the evenings, and I also went to this youth Christian day. It was quite big, etc. I got a mug there. But once everything was finished and etc., the day came, and my dad asked me, "So, do you want to do the confirmation?" And I just told him straight away I wouldn't do the confirmation.